Hi everybody, Steve Degnan, Advisor Board Member, former Chief HR Officer, with a quick take today that is a request on food bandits. They say there's no free lunch in that old expression, but these people think there is. There's several types, and I'm going to provide a bonus round of strategic thought on food. But let's get into this. First of all, there's flat out lunch thieves. These are the people who go and raid the common refrigerator and walk away with stuff. You bring your lunch in and it disappears. For them, I believe no mercy. They should be treated like horse thieves were in the Old West. You can Google that. No mercy. Let's move on. I believe the real issue here that the question was about were these corporate scavengers. In the corporate ecosystem, you might say there's things like vultures and raccoons and other interlopers that tend to hang out around conference areas looking for freebies as meetings end where the leftovers are. And I guess the most generous view of this might be that, we need these types and they kind of clean up for us and we should tolerate them regardless of how grotesque they may be. But I'd also say nobody likes a dumpster diver, do we? So the simple solution here is always ask. That's it. And if you ask somebody, there could be someone arranging things around. They might slip you something or they might say, yeah, come after and do this, but get permission. That would be much better for your reputation if you're seen snaking around and grabbing stuff, okay? And for corporations and companies, you should have a relationship with a food bank locally that many of them will actually come and get your extra stuff fairly quickly when things are wrapping up, and then it's not sitting around attracting the vultures. Next, here's the bonus round, guidelines on the strategic use of food. Of course, I worked for a food company and we were very lucky to have a lot of food and good stuff around all the time. Not all companies can do that, but generally speaking, use food strategically for celebrations, recognition, milestone events. We can't all be like the Silicon Valley crazy companies that have free cafeterias and all, but they're even reining that back in these days, and they're realizing they're actually a business that has to make money. So use it strategically, but people love it and it brings people together, and it should be good stuff. Don't be bringing in lousy pizza and other stuff and calling it a celebration. Spend the money if you're going to do it on something good. Next, your lunchroom should be low cost and high quality. And this is super important, and you've got to pay attention to it. This is something I had to grind away at for many years, some of my older gigs, and it takes high collaboration with vendors. They need to make some money, but at the same time, you need to keep people around and appreciating the food service that you've got. Work on it. Next, for you executives, managers, higher level people, I just want to say long sit-down dinners are over. Stand-up receptions are in. Nobody wants to get stuck next to a very boring person at this mandatory dinner that's going to go on for hours. And then there's seating charts, and that's just painful as heck as well. And what are we all still in third grade now? We have to be told where to sit. That's all got to go. That's out. Stand-up receptions, heavy appetizers, some drinks, a couple hours, and let people go. Please, you Nestle people watching, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Yes, you do. Okay, provide coffee and snacks. It's in your best interest. It's going to help productivity, and people will appreciate it. Okay, that's the strategic food lesson. Bon appetit.